Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for tuning in. For those that are listening online at wvew.org, you get to hear the music in the background. So you can either tune in there or welcome to my YouTube page to listen. Um, this is Maya. I'm DJ Maya, and this is Friday night. This is the Mad Chatter Show. And I am going to just share with you um, some of the things that went on. Just want to make sure I can see what's going on, just in case um, there's any chaos in the audience. Um, little things like that could happen. I just want to make sure we're all good. So I am going to share with you our experience that went on this weekend. Hang on, I don't know why I can't pull this up. For some reason, I can't see it on, what is this? Okay, there we go. I can see messages if they come up. I hope. I don't know what all those things are. Oh, they want to help me out. All right, guys. Oh, I wish you could hear this music. But when I'm talking, you can't hear it, so too bad. Hey, hey, hey. You guys, I wanted to come on and share with you what went on before the new year. And so let me just see if I can pull this up over here without messing anything up. You know, computers are like really sensitive. It's like asking me personal questions. Lord of mercy. It's not gonna, really? It's not gonna let me view YouTube. Okay, I don't know. So okay, I can see the messages now. We're good. I was like just trying to figure out where the message. It took a. Maybe it took a troll. I don't know. You never know. Hi, hi, welcome, welcome. Let me turn this down just in case if it's a little too loud for those that are listening online. So I wanted to talk about what recently went on in Las Vegas. I don't know if you guys have been following my recent. I'm good. How are you? Blessings and love. Welcome to the show. Yeah, there's already AI, bots already coming in the audience. It's kind of funny. So, if you have been watching, let me turn this down. If you have been watching my latest videos, I did a series of videos. One was Osiris, which was, I believe, last year. We did Osiris. I don't know. I can't view YouTube. Osiris gave us some information about crossing over into like what we call reality versus spirituality. So it's basically, you know how you see those portals. Oh, before I go any further, the views and opinions expressed on this program are those of me and my guests and not of the radio station. So don't hold anybody accountable. This is my views only. Okay. Now, with that being said, I wanted to talk about what happened. If you've watched my videos, I went from Osiris to, I got to, the next one I did was with Toy, which they're a couple. And so Toy was Isis, and King Yama. If you've been following any of her sessions, she's connected to King Yama, which is the Hindu god of death. And so she's also connected to Isis. And so in her session, we got to speak with the Osiris, King Yama. And I believe I played that on my YouTube channel, on my radio show. It was really important. And so we got more information about that. And so King Yama is also is connected to Osiris and Anubis. They actually help the souls cross over. When you cross over, they're supposed to be there to help guide you. And yeah, there's a whole lot that goes on there. So, and then we did a follow-up. We did another session in which we got some information about Inky and Enlil. And so we did that before we did the entity removal. So I'm going to talk about that tonight. Recap. But before I do any of that, I wanted to do something for fun for my listeners. It's 11:11. That's a whole lot of reading. But I did a horoscope. I have a deck of cards that I made, tarot cards, and they're based off of like Candyland, and I call it Tarot Masu. So I did a reading for you guys. So I'm just gonna take like 3 minutes and just read it for you. So Aries, this is your horoscope. So Aries, your card that you were given was Peppermint Path, and that is the Knight of Sweets. So this week, charge ahead with your bold ideas. Enjoy energy. Your energy is contagious, so don't hold back. Just avoid spreading yourself too thin. Too much sugar isn't always sweet. Taurus, your card drawn is the Chocolate Fountain, the Ace of Cups. Love and abundance flow freely for you this week. A new emotional connection may emerge. Savor the sweetness, but don't let it overwhelm your senses. Gemini, your card drawn is the Licorice Ladders, the Lovers. Ironic, we always get our own card. Decisions are in the spotlight. Choose wisely, and remember, sometimes the sour licorice is just as satisfying as the sweet. Cancer, Butterscotch Bliss, the Sun. I like this song. This week is your moment to shine. Opportunities for joy and success are around every corner. Let your light warm those around you. My tongue is itching. It's really weird. Leo, Sugar Storm Tower. Unexpected twists are on the horizon. Embrace the chaos. It's just the universe clearing space for something even sweeter. Virgo. Where, oh, where are my Virgos? Virgo, Marshmallow Meadow, Seven of Pentacles. Patience pays off this week. Watch your hard work start to bloom, but don't forget to rest and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Libra, Gummy Bears Galore, Three of Cups. Did I tell you, Virgo, you had Seven of Pentacles? Libra, gather with your favorite people and celebrate life's little wins. Friendship and harmony are your focus this week. Scorpio, Black Licorice Mystery Death. Why do we both get black licorice? Transformation is on the horizon. Let go of what no longer serves you and trust in the sweetness of new beginnings, Scorpio. Sagittarius, Taffy Tug, Eight of Wands. Life is moving fast, and so are you. Channel your energy into forward momentum, but remember to pause for a moment to enjoy the journey. Capricorn, Frosting Fortress, the Emperor. Take control this week and build a solid foundation for your future. Structure and discipline are key, but don't forget to treat yourself. Aquarius, Jelly Bean Star. Yep, I would say. Dreams are closer than they seem. Keep faith and let your unique light guide you through the week. Please do. Pisces, Cotton Candy Clouds, the Moon. Trust your intuition, even when the path seems unclear. Your imagination and dreams hold the answers you seek. Okay, I've taken up just the amount of time that I wanted to. Okay, so now let me just give you a little backstory. Let me turn this down a little bit. So, Ashanti, I met her mom on a Clubhouse app, and she was talking about her daughter needed help, that she had like multiple personalities, and it was like, you know, very like strange phenomenon that was happening, paranormal things were happening, and they didn't know what to do. And so they were seeking help, and they were taking her to mental hospitals, and you know, she was in and out getting looked at, and they didn't know what to do with her, because this is not like your regular schizophrenia situation. This was something quite different. And the only way we can explain it is her mom was with somebody that was in the music industry, and they kind of basically put demons on this girl. And so she was talking to spirits, talking to him after he had passed away, and craziness. So years later, teenager, her mom's like thinking maybe she's just a crazy teen, out of control. She doesn't realize like this is something deep. So when I meet her, she's like, okay, we're going to get help. You know, she was going to get help. I told her that I understood what was happening. 7 months later, I finally got to talk to her. And we had been working since then trying to protect Ashanti. So I had been teaching her protection and poems and stuff to protect herself, but they said it would work, but it wouldn't work for long. And we didn't know how long for long was. And so she had been doing really good for, you know, a couple of years. She had been doing really good. And we're going on like the third year. And so this year, a lot of stuff started happening, like craziness. She went to the doctors. The doctors gave her lithium, which like cracked open her aura, which basically just messed it up like 100%. And so she was not in her body. She was not in her right mind. She needed help. And I was like, well, I guess it's time. I felt like, man, it might be time for me to go visit in person and do this, because I had said I was going to do this. And so I had always just felt connected to do this, and drawn to do it. And so I was like, all right, you know, we're going to do it. And that was my goal. So, so to prepare ourselves for this situation, we were told that I was going to take a group of people to be there for her, and it was going to have to be done in person, that it could not be done remotely. And so basically, they had moved from Memphis to Vegas, so I had to go to Vegas, which was pretty cool, to get out of the snow. And when I got there, I had already planned on one of my friends showing up. Alexa showed up, and she just, you know, brought her amazingness with her, and it was nice to be able to have her there. And then they had their cousin come, and some other people came. So like there was like a house full of people. We got lucky. We got blessed. And her mom kind of had a feeling, she kind of knew what she had to do. So that morning she had started telling these entities that she commands and demands them to stay put. So she started doing that and saying some other stuff, and she was able to control her daughter for this amount of time. And luckily, it worked for us to be able to do her healing session. So I got there Friday, and we were watching. I was, observing her, checking to see what was going on, and seeing, what we were gonna do. And then um, so what I ended up doing was I put up a grid, and I had Lindsay Smith. She does these pretty phenomenal healings, and I knew that she would be a great person to work with, because she could see. I needed someone to really be my eyes, and the way that she does her work, it was just so needed, and I appreciate it. And so together, we were able to help Ashanti release these entities. And she did a lot of the work, basically. I was guiding and overseeing and facilitating both sides. And I trusted her with her abilities, and I was sending in my love frequency and just, doing what I could. And so we could see the difference. Like, she was, making noises and just like, it just wasn't her. It was a real possession. And I was nervous, but I had my sage, and I had my bells, and I had all these things. I had my bell. And so I was doing these things to help her. The funny thing is I'll have to tell you after. So then we went to bed. She ended up going to bed. The next day I had to fly out, so I didn't have a whole lot of time. And the next day, just like, it kind of seemed like it kicked up kind of like intense, like worse. But I ended up I ended up I had to leave, so I did like what I could that morning. I called on Lilith, and there was definitely some action going on. And we just kept, we just kept the frequency, and we just held tight. And we were told that it was going to take some time for her to get better, but we didn't know how much time. And then like a couple days, and then like, so she ended up going to the hospital that day, because like they were just, I don't know, it was like the release of it, so it still had to happen in the 3D, even though it happened in the ethers. And then what happened was, her mom called me on Christmas. I'm not sure when she came home, but it was after Christmas. The doctors had like left her at like a shelter. They took her out of the hospital and put her in a shelter. I'm like, why would they do that? Doctors do strange things. Hey, Typical Skeptic Podcast. What's up, Rob? I'm just talking about, I did a real live entity removal. I finally went to Vegas and helped Ashanti, and with Toy and everybody, and Alexa showed up, and she flew in, and we had a few other people fly in. Marilyn flew in, Toy's cousin, and yo, we did a real life entity removal. And Lindsay, that you interviewed, she helped. She was a major player, um, and so she facilitated. I helped. I had Alexa under, and Lindsay helped remove um, the entities. Well, these entities happen to be connected to the Enlil frequency. So when we did the hypnosis session for Toy right before we did this, we found out that Inky and Enlil are Toy sons from Nibiru, from Anunnaki. So I was like, whoa. So basically, we got some information about like how when they created people, the first people that were created were just created for robots. They were just workers. And Inky and some of the other Anunnaki loved the humans. They just had a thing for them. And Enlil was like, no, they're there to work. They're workers. That's what they're for. And so Inky didn't feel that way. And so Enlil was like jealous or upset, and he caused some problems, flooded the earth, things like that. And he tried to act like it wasn't him. And so he tried to trick my dad, Osiris, Anu, and act like he didn't do anything. He act like he didn't flood the earth. Like he tried to blame it on like the deities or whatever. So basically, I'm not sure if Enlil created like the white race, and that's why I don't know. I need more information on that. Don't quote me on that, but they just said that I have to talk to Toy because she got all the information. She knows more information than obviously what you can say. But basically, we think that he created the white race, and he was able to put something in the DNA. So basically, we all have different DNA from all the people who created us, all the Anunnaki, whatever's in our DNA, they created us, right? And so basically, he was able to create his own to get his frequency in the DNA. So whenever you're upset, you're angry, or feeling envious, jealous, all those things, that's his frequency. So everybody has his frequency. And he's just an angry son who wants his father's love and brothers. I can't even tell you. They're always fighting. It's ancient. So basically, what does it have to do with Ashanti? Well, it's going crazy in Ashanti because look how close Ashanti is to Toy. And my mom and my dad, my soul mom and dad, they're Isis and Osiris. So his frequency was coming through her, lashing out, trying, like, mad at her, like trying to, it was a family feud basically. And we healed it. We were able to heal it. We went back and healed ancestral lines, and we did some healing. And so basically a few days ago, it's been like, I don't know, maybe 5 days by now. I can't even keep track. But she said that, knock on wood, Ashanti is back in her body, back in her mind. She doesn't have any, she's not having any personality issues or anything. Like she's fine. Like she's back to normal. So it worked. I couldn't believe it. It worked. Like, it worked. It took a few days. They told me it was going to take a few days or some time. I didn't know. They didn't give me a number. But she's doing so good, and I'm just so happy. And I just couldn't believe it that I went in person. For some reason, my frequency was needed to be there. But Lindsay did most of the work because she was able to see for me. So I'm so grateful that I had a good team. And Alexa was in the ethers doing her energy work. And I was just so grateful for everybody that participated. And even though the ones that couldn't make it, they were there in the ethers. I called some people in. I had a whole grid set up. I had created my own grid to deal with them, and Archangel Michael came in and he tried to get them. He was like, no, they're gnarly, they're sinister, they don't have any intentions of turning good, they don't care. They were the soldiers of Baal, the bad one, the fallen one. So they were ancient, they were angry, they were mad, and they didn't care about nothing that I was saying. So Archangel Michael took him up to the clouds, or up, and then boom, took him away to source because they refused to positive polarize. So you see, even till the death, some will still say no. So I can't save all the entities. Like, I couldn't save any of those. None of them. I didn't talk to them individually either. But that's because I went through Lindsay, because she doesn't communicate with them, which was fine because as dark as they were, they just needed to be dealt with. But if I had to do like a one-on-one, I would have had to talk to them, and it doesn't always work that way when you talk to them. Oprah's always getting caught lying.
Hello, how y'all doing? What's going on? Welcome to the Message Sweet Spot. And I just gotta say, I'm so sick and tired of Oprah. You know, in this video, it is exposing her even more because she has been so quiet and she has a lot of